It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield, I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation, and you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Where is that, might you ask? Down the street. Ask Joe. He's on the corner. He's always there. You know, he does eat sometimes, so.
He's fucking directing traffic and being a pain in the fucking ass tonight.
Maybe. But he'll point you in the right direction. Past the house with the boarded up windows. On your right, there's an alley. Head your way down it. Yes, there's no lights at the end. It starts to get dark. It's scary. It is what it is.
But if you can't get to the fucking alley because the goddamn construction crew who has no fucking clue what the fuck's going on, but you don't need to get to the fucking alley. Fuck the alley.
I don't want to play.
Deep behind the enemy line.
I don't want to play.
This is Raider Reaction, Raider Nation Invasion Wednesday. And tonight, we crown the GOAT as...
I don't want to play, dude. Fuck that.
As we've been milking this kind of like the NFL Network milks their top 100 for weeks and weeks. We have on Wednesdays whittled it down from the greatest 64 as we seeded them down to what is now our final four. And when we got to the final four, we put so much effort into it. We thought, you know, we would each take a player, debate them to their fullest, represent them properly, and let you, Raider Nation, ultimately decide who is the Raider Reaction greatest Raider of all time.
Unfortunately, you didn't check with the goddamn people that were doing the fucking street construction before you decided to do this on a fucking Wednesday night.
Well, apparently Wednesday night is a low traffic night, therefore they decided it was a good night to re-asphalt the road outside my neighborhood.
With the big term being ass-fault. Asphalt.
Captain had a little, yeah.
I do not want to play with him.
That's... Yes.
And this is from the guy that doesn't like to swear.
Exactly. He's coming at y'all butt naked and raw, and I'm the one.
So, tonight, we have the representative from the North, G.O.A.T, who will be debated on behalf of Captain Jack.
I don't know that guy.
See?
And Howie Long, representative of the West, debated by Big L. So they will be facing off first. On the other side, we have the representative from the East, Kenny Stabler, the Snake, who I will be debating for, going up against the representative from the South, Fred Bolitnikoff, who will be debated on behalf by Angria Trask. The winners of both said competitions in the Final Four. We'll then move on, and we will crown the greatest Raider of all time. Well, you will crown. We will just tally the votes. Ultimately, we're just going to debate, give the best argument as to why we think our individual Raider that we have been assigned is the greatest of all time and deserving of our first off-season award. And then we will let you, Lions, get over it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So,
Lions, you already see what's going on now.
Don't piss me off, Linus!
Let me introduce the captain, as he will represent Mr. Otto in tonight's festivities.
Yeah, Raider Nation! How you doing? I'm a little better now that I had a chance to vent a bit.
I'm fucking terrified.
I'm gonna start by saying, if you check out the hat, this is a little bit of a promo prologue to what we got going on. And by the way, if anybody wants to see some sort of stupid shit, and I said another curse word, that goes across the screen
Got a white flag.
or is macho, I don't give a crap!
Say fuck.
Because
You said
we
everything else.
are doing this straight fucking through. Old school Raider Nation.
You don't
Look
need-
at the hat.
you don't need-
Look at the logo. Look at the logo.
I'm quitting.
Original logo. You ain't quitting.
No, sir.
Real Raiders don't quit.
No,
And
sir.
Jim Otto is a real Raider. In fact, I'm glad that he's out of the North because the man from Wisconsin has always been getting in people's asses from childhood on. This is the man, Jim Otto. You know who he is? You don't know who he is? Let's show you a picture. That
Got fucking problems.
is Jim Otto. I'm sorry that there's a little bit of a glare. I'm trying to show you. That is the man. Jim
Oh, it's that one. Over there.
effing Otto. Wisconsin, University of Miami. And may I add,
Now, before
Man.
Captain gets into his full-on debate here, we got to bring his combatant because he may have a rebuttal to some of this.
okay,
And we got to give him fair.
he wants to play. We'll go. Let's
we bring
play.
representing from the
I would have brought you Howie if I would have known that you had Howie. I actually had one for you.
representing Howie Long from the West.
I don't know how Howie Long could be from the West when he's from Boston.
It's the West bracket.
I know.
Come on.
I'm still upset.
The number one seed against the number one seed.
How you doing?
The North versus the West. Big L
Come
and
on in.
Captain.
Come on
Let
in
the
here.
debate begin.
Come on in here. Ebony and Ivory. We got this. Go ahead. Howie Long. Howie Long. No tears. There's no tears. There's no fear. I'm sorry if I have bad breath. That's one of the things that they teach you when you do things, when you debate. You don't brush your teeth either. I do brush regularly though. But come on. Howie Long from Big L. Big L and Howie Long. Go ahead. Go ahead. Howie Long. He was very good. That's all. Howie Long by my boy. Howie Long
was
awesome.
he was a poor black man from Mississippi. He grew up in a van down by the river. He was a young black man.
Who had a purpose.
Yes.
A special purpose.
Once he grew up and found out when he played football The American version.
The real version. The only version. Howie Long.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He was a white man.
Who went to Villanova University.
That's in Philadelphia.
Whereas there are a lot of black people in Philadelphia. But he
On
was a
one
white
side of town.
Actually, the north side of town.
Oh, Dad, no, I'm sorry. North.
North Philly and West Philly, too.
I'll eat the cake.
Yeah. I'm from Philly.
Howie, when he went to college, he was a nose tackle. He was a tight end.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
Like, you.
Like G.O.A.T, who went to Miami. Played linebacker as well as center. 2 ways in Miami. When football were full of men.
That means offense and defense, not pitcher and catcher.
None of that in football.
Actually.
Well,
Oh.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Not that we...
Oh, no, wait, hold the fuck on. That's where the line get drawn.
That's right.
Damn it. You will awaken. See, I can't.
G.O.A.T. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, now,
I want to hear something about how.
more shit about Howie. See, he was a tight end and they moved him to nose tackle because of the athletic ability. Then, that was his first 2 years. Then they moved him out to defensive end. However, he was also a forward on their basketball team for 3 years. But the more impressive thing was, he was the conference champion as a heavyweight boxer. Whole time he was there.
Well, he's from the Boston area, so they're pretty tough up there.
Do I need to remind you, fuck Boston?
I'm trying to lower your points.
No, see,
Boston.
you full of shit. See, you had me under control for a hot second, and then
there we go. Bring it in.
You gonna start? No,
Bring
see,
it in.
You trying to lower the impact of whatever the fuck that was when you first got here. You had me thinking about my Uncle Bill back in the day.
Who's your Uncle Bill?
Hey, Sean, if you out there, he want to know about Uncle Bill.
Okay.
He was my dude. Let me see. Man, I keep piece of shit.
While you're looking, I'm gonna say
okay,
some
you
stuff
talk about Jim. I got my research in.
Okay. Again, G.O.A.T, an original Raider. Actually, technically, he was drafted by Minnesota. Because the Minnesota was going to be in the AFL, and they said, nah, they kind of rebuked it the last minute. So that franchise was given to Oakland. So G.O.A.T technically is an original Oakland senior. Because when the Raiders first came out for about the first couple games or so, they were the Oakland Seniors. And we all know that name didn't stick. The Raiders, from 1960 on. The Raiders, an Oakland Raider, AFL 1960 to 1969. AFL, G.O.A.T. The only person, actually one of 3, I take it back, one of 3 people to play all of their team's games as an AFL member. Of course, he is on the AFL all-time team. AFL franchise, 10 years as a Raider AFL, the last 5 in the NFL. But here's the thing. G.O.A.T is tied for 9th in NFL history for most consecutive games played at 210. That's 15 straight years of 14 games. Never missed a game. 210 consecutive. And that doesn't count the playoffs. 210 plus at least 7, because Wikipedia has him playing 217, but there was at least 15 games he could have played in. Okay, I ain't going to dispute those facts. But the point is, the man didn't miss a friggin' game for 15 years as a lineman. 256-pound playing weight, playing against the roughest, toughest defenders of the AFL that Kansas City had, that the Chargers had. The Broncos suck, so I ain't even going to say anything about them. But the old AFL teams, the Jets, playing against some big boys each year. In 1963, when the Raiders finally started flipping the switch under Al Davis, and they became winners, and they eventually went to the playoffs, Jim Otto was playing in all the games that counted. He was in Super Bowl II. He played in the Heidi game. He played in the decimation for the Kansas City-Oakland Melee game where Ben Davidson speared Len Dawson. He's in that game. He's in the games. He played in the Immaculate Reception game. The history, the grand totalness of old Oakland Raiderness. Jim Otto, 15 freaking years without missing a game.
And he walked up and down hills 50 miles to school in the snow every
Both
year.
ways each year.
Now, Howie was a lifelong Raider as well. Howie played 13 years.
I'll give him that. He played his entire career for the Raiders.
Entire career with the Raiders. He was a second-round pick because he was a 1AA player. You motherfucker. See, y'all ain't going to bait me into it. But
I've already done all my F's for the night.
he got me. He
knows I don't swear.
See, we switched.
Yeah.
Ah, got you. See, we should have sat on different sides.
Yeah.
'Cause-
You want to switch now?
Nah,
It's
we
okay.
already settled in. You know,
We're good.
I'm built for comfort. My shit's settled.
That's what.
But
she said.
anyway, no.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, once it's there, it's there.
I got you.
And see, I'm pouring to cement. But
We're still close.
he was drafted by the LA Raiders. And then the Oakland Raiders. Eventually, at the end. So, that was 81. So, he missed 2 of the Super Bowls. But he was there for the last one. When we beat the dog shit out of... Wait for it. The last Super Bowl was Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 38-9.
Yeah.
1983,
this-
1984 was the Super Bowl for the 83 season.
Yep.
I was there.
I was in high school.
I was in college.
See, real close.
It's real close.
You know, so he was a Super Bowl champion. He was also an 8-time Pro Bowler. He was a 3-time first team All-Pro. 2-time second team All-Pro. He was a Defensive Player of the Year, which is very rare for a defensive lineman. He was also on the NFL All-80s Team of the Decade. So, Howie's accomplishments, he also has 100 and... He's credited with 84, but see, Howie's first year in the league,
They didn't
sacks
have
weren't...
sacks.
Yeah, sacks weren't tallied.
Counted, yeah.
So, he has another 9 sacks. Officially. Unofficially.
Hi, Leslie.
But, you know, the reality of it is, Howie was a monster. Howie was a beast. Most of his career, until those last 2, he was unblockable. You know, when you look it up, if you choose to look it up, the players that he are compared to, there's only one other defensive lineman that they call him comparable to. And that is Warren Sapp. Because Warren Sapp was basically a defensive end that played defensive tackle. Fuck him,
Fat
but
bastard.
he's a Hall of Famer. He's a little angry about it. However, the other 2 players that he's compared to is Derek Brooks and a hybrid linebacker that is a deadly force as a defensive end, and that is Khalil Mack. Howie outweighed all of them by 50 pounds.
Well, see, Here's the other thing, though. When you're 256 pounds and you're kicking ass for 15 years against big linemen. Now, granted, I know the weights of the linemen back then weren't as much now. But when you don't miss a game, when you are a 3-time Pro Bowl center, 2 first-team All-Pros, the second-team All-Pro, obviously a 9-time AFL All-Star, and a 10-time first-team AFL, All-AFL player, you're the last of the original Raiders to retire. And oh, by the way, you are the first true Raider to get in the Hall of Fame. I say true Raider because technically Ron Mix got in the Hall of Fame 1 year prior in 1979. But Ron Mix was known to be a Charger. Look it up.
Yeah. Damn, I gotta take
All right, Raider Nation, starting right now after Matt's comment about Reggie White. Start casting your votes.
I still got more, trust me.
Jim Otto, Howie
Howie,
Long.
lifelong, dedicated, committed.
Who moves on to
Jim
the championship?
Otto, baby. Jim, look at that. Look at that beautiful signature, too. Look at that helmet. The men, look at all the dents in that helmet.
Cast your votes, Raider Nation.
You guys are messed up. You guys are messed up.
Oh, my God.
Jim Otto is Mr. Raider. Mr. Raider. Always sitting next to Al Davis. Even when he retired, he's still going out to Raider functions.
Everyone
Jim
can vote, Angry.
Otto.
Everyone can vote. Hold on,
Jim
making a run back.
Friggin' Otto. You young people don't know.
Oh, my God.
When you're called Mr. Raider, there's a reason for that. You are the greatest Raider of all freaking time. Jim Otto. Enough said.
You motherfuckers gonna get my ass killed.
Oh, my God. Cast your votes now. It's the Final Four of the Raider Reaction Greatest Raider of All Time tournament. And right now, Howie Long has a slight lead over Jim Otto as we are setting up the championship match tonight.
Linus, I'm not the old guy. It doesn't matter that he's old. It's the way it is. Jim Otto, 15 years that didn't miss a game, and Howie Long played for only 13 and missed games. You're in the trenches and you're kicking ass. You guys need to know. Jim fucking Otto. Look at this. Mr. Raider. He even signed it because people know he is Mr. Raider. Mr. Raider. Jim Otto. You guys are no clue. I like Howie Long. You guys
Oh, my
have
God,
no
I can't
clue.
believe Howie Long is going to pull this off. Holy shit.
I'm going to have a new friend. Big Al is going to join me.
All right. We've tallied up the votes. And we're going to have to ask these two gentlemen to take a seat backstage. Angry and I will debate, and then we will announce the two winners. And we'll go on. Come on, we got to build drama. Come on now. I'm leaving. We got to build drama. We're milking.
You have no clue.
Big Al, come join me in the green
All right.
Steve!
Well, how do I follow that? Shit. Good Lord. Let me get my wits about me. Holy shnikes. Let me get my wits about me. As I now will attempt to follow that fucking debate up, which that's a tough act to follow right there. With ooh, it's very close. It's very close. Very, very close. Oh, Angry says I can't pull you in via video. Are you logged in as yourself? Or hold on. Hold on. We got to little minor technical difficulties here. Angry, get yourself set up. You may need to I don't know, take yourself off of Raider Reaction. And well, he's the only number retired by the Raiders, yes, technically, because nobody wears 00 anymore. So, yes, that is true, but it's kind of by technicality.
When you have knee surgery and you have to be in a wheelchair after the fact, and you still go to functions, and you don't even do anything.
No, still not there.
Playing and
Okay,
playing
hold
and
on.
playing. You
It's
Jim
working now.
Auto.
There we go. All
Jim
right, joining
Otto.
me now we have Angria Trask. She will be debating on behalf of our South representative in the G.O.A.T tournament, Fred Bolitnikoff, as I will be debating on behalf of the Snake, Kenny Stabler, our fourth combatant in the Final Four. So we have a tough act to follow there, as that was something.
That was pretty brutal. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but somebody did something to Captain that wasn't nice.
That was definitely something. All right.
It was
Yeah.
really-
Oh, we got caught in a little road work on the way here, so we'll
yeah.
see. Now, I'll let you go first if you would like to start off.
I feel like I got the short end of this stick. I don't know why, but
Well,
we'll see, I guess.
we'll see, because Howie Long may knock off Jim Otto, so who the hell saw that one?
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's you get Ken Stabler. How did that draw? How did that happen? Somehow that shit got twisted. Who drew these names? Kamish.
Easy back there. Easy. Come on. I must focus. Daniel's son. All right. Angry.
Okay. Yes. So Fred Bolitnikoff. Everybody knows who Fred Bolitnikoff is, right? How do I argue for this guy? I'm not prepared. I don't even know what to say. Fred Bolitnikoff. He's one of the most iconic Raider receivers of all time. Do you know he was the last white Raider receiver of note?
Well,
Don't pull all that other random shit in there. That's fine. But there were
Yeah.
like 4 others. That's it.
off the top of my head.
What? What?
I think one that was worth a shit off the top of my head right now.
Nope, not one. He was it. That's why Jordy Nelson really needs to represent. Wide receivers! I don't know what that means, but
Right there.
so Fred Bolitnikoff is very important to the team. And here, I'm going to get really solemn for a minute. Fred Bolitnikoff is so important to this team, and he means so much to this team that when his daughter was murdered in a domestic violence dispute, the Raiders made a policy that they won't tolerate domestic violence. That's how important he is to the Raiders.
Well,
So, aside from that, okay, back to normal, back to not sad.
well, I mean,
Go ahead, Cap.
everything Bolitnikoff did, where'd it come from?
Well, that's fine. Where'd it come from?
And
But like,
Snake. Everything he did. So,
but
did
they made each other. You can't.
make Bolitnikoff great? Who made who great? Or was it just a little bit of both?
I think it was a little bit of both. I don't think there's a way you can separate those two without, like, you have to look at both of them as a package. I mean,
Right.
not complete package, because he did spread it around a lot. So Dave Casper took a good chunk of the receptions that Bolitnikoff could have had.
Branch as well. Branch had some in his day.
Mhm. Cliff
But-
Branch.
Well,
There were a lot.
there were a lot. Now,
There were a lot.
Stabler was he was an athlete from the start. A lot of people don't know that he was also drafted as to play baseball as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a second round draft pick for the Raiders. He played his first 10 seasons as a Raider. He was drafted as a Raider, played his first 10 seasons. And, he kind of kicked around there at the end, and, he still had love for the game he wanted to play. Do I hold that against him like we did Tim Brown? Yeah.
Lions is going to send you a mail bomb if you don't. You better hope he can't find that alley down by the corner.
Here's the thing. When you get down to the Final Four, and we're deciding not statistically, there was no criteria for this tournament. It's whatever the greatest Raider of all time. So what does that mean? That's kind of a loaded question. What is the greatest Raider of all time? What exactly does that criteria mean? So to me, I look at things like, obviously statistically, Kenny Stabler is a Super Bowl champion. He was the NFL most valuable player in 1974, four-time Pro Bowler, the Burt Bell Award, NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 1974, two-time NFL passing touchdowns leader, NFL passing rating leader in 1976, NFL 1970s All-Decade team. I mean, even in college, he was a national champion. But not only that, just the quotes, the snake, the swagger, the sayings like "there's nothing wrong with reading the game plan from the light of a jukebox." That's just Raider.
That is very Raider.
No other art to be the greatest Raider. It just means more. It's the dude in the tight ass 70s jeans and the silver and black T-shirt that says "Silver and Black Attack" on it. That's just, and he was probably half drunk then. That's just straight Raider.
I think you're being a little bit conservative on that with the half drunk.
Yes.
But if we're talking Raider mystique, who's more mysterious than Fred Biletnikoff? He didn't talk a whole lot, didn't do a whole lot of interviews. He wasn't in front of the camera like Kenny Stabler was. He sat back and let it happen. That's as badass as you get. There was a coach. Couldn't imagine who it was because he was a really important coach in the 60s and 70s. But he, what he told his players was, you get down there, you score a touchdown, you act like you've been there before, and you're going to be there again. Don't overdo it. That was Fred Biletnikoff. That's what he did. So if we're reading stats, if you want to read accolades, let's read accolades, okay? And he only played 1 year after he left the Raiders, by the way. However, it was in Canada, so that shouldn't count.
Oh, that's like double strike.
So those cancel out.
That's like Canadians.
So he was the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 11, four-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, NFL receptions leader in 1971, AFL champ in 67, of course.
Yes.
Two-time AFL All-Star, first-team All-AFL team. That is, of all of the AFL teams, the entire decade it was in existence, he was the first-team receiver. And he was a consensus All-American in 1964, which I know doesn't count here, but still.
No. Still. It helps build the foundation.
What?
I'm saying, I'm going with the argument of the greatest Raider of all time.
Greatest Raider.
And I'm taking it as a whole, as a whole package. The stats, the just being the embodiment of Raider Nation, the mystique, the everything, just the swagger, the ultimate
The
bad
playing
guy.
for the same team for their entire career.
That's true. I can't argue that, but I'm arguing my guy. And I'm saying you vote for the Snake. He's the greatest Raider of all time. He's just, I don't know.
He never went to a team that could hurt the Raiders.
You want to know what's really, really super Raider? Stickum. Have you ever looked at a picture of Fred Biletnikoff covered in stickum?
That was one of my arguments for Lester
That's
Hayes.
Raider. What was that?
It was one of my arguments for Lester Hayes as well, because this is a damn good image. So after Lions'
It is.
comment about Warren Sapp and Leslie's comment with the Snakes and the football there, we will start the voting right there. So throw it up there. Do you got the snake or do you got Freddie B? Throw it into comments. Who are you voting for? Are you guys tallying up
One snake. I'm doing it now.
the
Two
first?
snake.
Or are you doing the first round? You guys recount the first?
No, I don't. I can't get to all of the.
1-1. Damn it, Lions, you're not allowed to vote. We told you that. I made that a rule. You're gonna bitch about a punter, you're gonna get punted.
Okay, Fred. Okay, 2. I got 5 snakes. 2 blood
Hey, I'm winning some.
snakes.
Yay. I don't expect to win this at all.
I don't think
I tried real hard for Freddie B, but
4.
Mr. Raider.
Mr. Raider is
Mr. Raider!
fucking auto. and
Are you still cursing at me,
assholes,
Captain?
I'm telling you, assholes, have no fucking clue who a Raider is.
we had it. I can't believe we're gonna have such.
Oh.
But I don't know. Is it an upset? That's a big upset because I honestly did not. I had it. I honestly thought.
Yeah, I know. There's no debate. Even when the person you're debating says that the other person should win, and that was said off camera, that G.O.A.T should win the debate, you guys are fucked up.
Oh, Captain.
All right.
Can we plan these shows around the construction for future?
Come over here and I'll beat your fucking ass in.
Captain needs a Snickers.
Ooh, he is not himself when he's hungry. Apparently, he's Joe Pesci.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right.
I may have
So
to
we are down to the final 2. Angria, I'm sorry. You represented him well, but it didn't work out.
I tried. All right, I'll be back.
She'll be back.
Okay.
So it's the snake, Kenny Stabler. I think it's number 75.
No clue.
Howie Long, in the greatest Raider of all time tournament. It comes down to
Mr. Raider, right here. Howie Long can bite me. And I like Howie. But not against Otto. You guys have no friggin' clue. I like the old guys. F you. Go read a fucking book sometime.
Grumpy Old Men Raider reaction version, part 3.
You want some of this?
Tall boys in the house. See, this is what happens
I
when we
need
bust
a
out
drink.
the tall boys.
I need a drink. Give me some rum.
All right. Now.
Here, one more time. Mr. Raider. Mr. Raider. You know who signed Mr. Raider? Jim fucking Otto, right there. Jim Otto, Mr. Raider. 14 years, 210 games consecutive, and you guys pick Howie fucking Long. You're fucked up.
Well,
Mr. Raider, look at that helmet. That's a Raider.
He played with a T-bar.
he did.
Hey, right here. Right here.
Oh, call 911.
All right. So we are down to the final 2.
Fuck all y'all. How Jim Otto wins. I give 100,000 votes. Fuck all your votes.
All right, we are down to the final 2.
Mr. Raider. Jim Otto.
Representing Howie Long.
Howie fucking Long. Fuck Howie Long.
I will be representing the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Where's your alcohol?
Now, I said it before. I think you wrap it all into one ball, and it's all about the image, the swagger, the bad boy image, just being a champion, the longevity in the silver and black. I think the snake has the total package, and when you're considering the greatest Raider of all time, I think it's Stabler.
No, it isn't!
Well, it is at this point. There's only 2 guys left.
At this point, yeah. But it shouldn't be this point. I should be debating you, motherfucker.
Well, it's an easy debate now because
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. Kenny Stabler. If you go down to 2, Howie Long can bite my nads. Against Kenny Stabler. You gotta be kidding me. The debate was Otto versus Stabler. You guys don't have a clue. Howie Long. Howie Long. You know what, Howie Long? This is Howie Long. Howie Long. Right here. Howie Long.
Y'all thought this was gonna be me doing that shit.
Howie Long. Fuck Howie Long. And I like Howie Long. Go ahead, Stabler. Go ahead. Go ahead. Stabler versus Long. I'll make it easy for you.
all right, throw your votes up. Is it Stabler or is it Long for the GOAT, the greatest Raider of all time? Well, what do you mean the video's messing up? Jump over to YouTube. The video's fine there. Hardcore Challenge Live Studio Webcast.
It is.
Look how many people are voting for Howie still.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Howie Long or the Snake, Kenny Stabler?
Okay. Stabler.
I got a bunch of autos coming up.
G.O.A.T. G.O.A.T. We have write-in votes. There's a Howie.
Auto. One Long. Snake. G.O.A.T. Thank you, Matt. Otto. Thanks, another Otto.
There's an Otto. There's a Snake. There's an Otto. Wait, Matt's voting like 7,000 times.
The captain's
stuff in
anger
the ballot
is
box.
affecting the space-time continuum.
Yeah, I got that one. The picture's pixelated.
Yeah.
G.O.A.T.
Jump over to YouTube, guys. Jump over to YouTube.
Leslie. We have Lovely Swans.
Snake.
Tito.
You should already be
Snake.
subscribed to our YouTube channel if you are not. This
Terry
simulcast on
says-
YouTube right now as
Terry
well.
says Hendrix.
Oh, get over it. All of you. Get over yourselves.
Snake all day. Oh, wait, it's the same 5 people. Line says this feed's been gone for a few.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. We're about to wrap it up anyway because we're going to name.
No feed.
We're going to name.
It's Matt Marinovich and Jim Otto and me and Jim Otto and everybody else is pretty much
McBurney.
Stabler.
We're going to name Kenny the Snake Stabler as the greatest Raider of all time. In the first Raider
But
reaction.
we're getting so many autos, dude.
Well, I'm sorry. It's a fucking tournament. You got eliminated.
Captain Jack.
They were all here. The same ones that are voting now. You were here earlier.
Captain Jack rode the SS Postal and got auto votes.
It's the Snake. The Snake wins it all. He is the greatest Raider of all time by way of the Raider reaction
Oh shit, I'm crying.
sect of Raider Nation that joins us every night. So we're going to cut it off.
Oh, Matt's
At
saying,
then,
Matt's
because-
saying it's rigged.
Obviously, we're having technical difficulties with the video, and we don't want to continue it as the rest of you can't follow along. Are you in studio tomorrow, Captain, for the Raider Nation Ricochet, or are you gonna be all right?
I'm figuring right now, Captain's the fucking man in Raider Reaction Land.
I'll be here.
All right.
I'll be here.
Well, don't waste too much because hardly anybody's watching.
Even though, hopefully these
Oh, he's gonna have.
cards.
we can discuss. We'll recap
cards.
tomorrow night. We'll
We'll
recap
do-
what went down
I tell you
tomorrow
what,
night.
if you think Otto wins, other than Matt, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. If Jim Otto beats Howie Long, put it in the comments. In the comments. And you know what? Whoever wants to see a certain flying guy, can go right here. Jim Otto. I don't bring props for anything other than Mr. Raider. I would have brought the damn signed autographed jersey, actually 2 of them, but they were too big for the truck. Jim frigging Otto.
Say it for Steve-O.
All right, we're out.
But
gentlemen.
in this one, for the final two, Stabler wins, obviously.
Yes.
But Jim Otto!
Any closing remarks?
Jim Otto,
We're
and I'll be
signing
here
off.
tomorrow.
We're signing off.
We still have time.
We're out. We're having video issues.
Oh,
Peace,
fuck.
love, Raider Nation.